have a personal issue, some family drama, or maybe your bestie is just straight up ticking you off? Get at Lauren now.
Let's go.
It's the Y107 Morning Show. If you need any help with anything, you need advice, sounding board, whatever, go to Y107.com. Find at Lauren, and there's all the ways that you can get at me. So today, we got one from a lady. She said, I've been on 3 dates with a new guy. Just 3. So far, so good. Mostly. He has a 4-year-old daughter, and I'm fine with that. I love kids, and he seems like a great dad, and he says that his daughter is a sweetheart. But last night, we went out for date number 3. He said he wanted to cook dinner for me, and I assumed I would be meeting his daughter for the first time. I was excited, and I even bought a couple of little gifts to take for her. Well, I got to his house, and big surprise, yeah, I met his daughter, but I also met his ex-wife.
What?
Yes, they still live together. They're divorced, and he says they have no feelings for each other. They keep separate rooms and treat each other like roommates. After his daughter went to sleep, he explained that they do it for financial reasons. They own the house together, and he says neither can afford their own place, and they think it's better for raising their daughter together. They act like it's no big deal, but I'm kind of freaked out. This is weird, right? Is this something that I should try to deal with, or is it a red flag and I should head for the hills?
So what do you think?
I'll bring up my question marks after I hear from you guys.
Yeah,
okay.
So call us up, 441-Y107, or text 800-500-Y107. Get at Lauren.
Get at Lauren.
It is the Y107 Morning Show. Our adder today went on 3 dates with a man.
Right.
The third was to his home. He wanted to cook her dinner, and she figured, okay, I'll meet his daughter as well. Well, she gets there, does meet the daughter, and also meets his ex-wife because that's his roommate. He claims that is strictly a financial decision. It's just easier for them to live together because it's cheaper.
Fiscally and it also for parenting their child.
Sure. So she's like, should I be upset?
Yeah.
I have a lot of thoughts.
Uh-huh.
Like, to me, I see multiple things. But Brianna texted and said, girl, forget the hills. Run for the mountains. I have done the no feelings roommates thing with my kid's father. And let's be honest, a man and a woman in the same house, things are going to happen. Together or not, feelings or not. And then just think about it. If you guys get serious and talk marriage, are you just supposed to live in the same house as his ex-wife? Someone he's been physically, emotionally devoted to before? I think no. It's a big negative for me.
Mm-hmm.
My big negative is you went on 2 whole dates and he couldn't find the time to tell you that his roommate was his ex-wife.
Yeah.
My other...
Hold off on that one. Hold off on that one because you and I both have a similar thing on that. What about you? Get at Lauren, Andy in Como.
This is a head for the hills type situation. I mean, you know, there's always that temptation to run back to your ex. Well, if your ex was right down the hallway, that's a no bueno. This is a no-go type situation. She needs to delete his number and never talk to him again.
No bueno.
Just a little too convenient.
Yeah.
Get at Lauren now.
Let's go.
It's the Y107 Morning Show. We are Cosmo and Lauren. This is at Lauren. Our adder today went on 3 dates with a dude. She knew he had a daughter. So when he invited her over to make her dinner for date number 3, she assumed she'd be meeting the daughter. She did not, however, assume that she would be meeting his ex-wife, who is also his roommate.
Yes. He says that he and his ex still cohabitate together, number 1, for financial reasons, number 2, to co-parent the daughter.
I just reread the email. Co-parenting was not mentioned.
Co-parenting was not mentioned?
No.
Okay.
It was strictly financial, which I fully understand.
Okay.
So she's wondering, is this something that I should run? She said head for the hills.
Right. What do you think? 441-Y107. You can text us 800-500-Y107. Brandon, go.
So my honest opinion is you need to think about it and put yourself in that position. How would you feel if you can't live by yourself and that was your decision to do that, to still live with your ex-partner? regardless of however it ended, good or bad, you would want to go out and see new people, meet new people. And if, it's a bad thing that he didn't say anything right off the get-go, but if he would have went off on the first date and said, so I have a daughter, I still live with my ex-wife, would you have went back on a second date with him?
And I fully understand what you're saying because, for some people that is like the best financial decision and sometimes the only financial decision. But he let her walk into a house, into a completely uncomfortable situation without giving her any kind of warning. Hey, you're about to meet my daughter. Oh, yeah, and my ex-wife. That, for me, is the problem.
Would you have went on that date, though?
Would I have gone to his home and hung out with him and his ex-wife? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Get at Lauren now.
Let's go.
It is the Y107 Morning Show. Our at Lauren today, I've been on 3 dates with a new guy, just 3. So far, so good, mostly. He has a 4-year-old daughter, and I'm fine with that. I love kids, and he seems like a great dad. And he says his daughter is a sweetheart. But last night, we went out for date number 3. He said he wanted to cook dinner for me, and I assumed I would be meeting his daughter for the first time. I was excited, and I brought over a couple small gifts for her. Well, I got to his house, and I got a big surprise. Yes, I met his daughter, but I also met his ex-wife. Yes, they still live together. They're divorced, and he says they have no feelings for each other. They keep separate rooms, and they treat each other like roommates. After his daughter went to sleep, he explained that they do it for financial reasons. They own the house together, and he says neither can afford their own place. And they think it's best for raising their daughter together. They act like it's not a big deal, but I'm kind of freaked out. This is weird, right? Is this something that I should try to deal with? Or is it a red flag and I should head for the hills? We got a text from Jessica that was something that it definitely had crossed my mind. Why are we meeting kids on the 3rd date? Sounds to me like he's trying to find another roommate/mother for his child. We don't meet kids on the 3rd date.
Yeah, she. There was a comment in there that said, I assumed I would be meeting his daughter. Like, that hadn't even been discussed. Like, hey, you're going to meet her. Or, when kids are involved and you're dating after a divorce, like I went through with having kids, I mean, it was a long time before they met Kat. Long time.
When I was dating, I dated a couple guys with kids, and I never met the kids.
Right.
My rule in my mind was 6 months.
Right.
I want to date you for 6 months. I don't. Kids weren't a deal breaker.
Right.
Meeting the kids was a deal breaker.
Sure.
Because here's what's going to happen. They're going to love me because I get along with kids. I'm going to love them because they're kids. How do you not love kids,
exactly.
Right?
And then
I'm going to put up with really crappy treatment from you because I love your kids. No. Or we're going to break up and I'm going to be heartbroken and the kids are going to be heartbroken.
Right.
Like, that's not, for me personally, that was an absolute no.
Yeah, I think generally the bottom line of this, and you had it right on the money with the other call when Brandon called, meeting the kid on the 3rd date, separate from that. He allowed her to walk into this house thinking the only thing that was going to happen is that she's going to meet a 4-year-old girl and have dinner with her boyfriend or this guy that she's now on a 3rd date. Not even boyfriend, really.
Right.
I mean, 3rd date.
If I walk into a home and your ex-wife is there, I'm concerned for my safety.
Yeah, because she's going to possibly freak out.
Right. Is she going to try and kick my butt? Like,
and I get
you don't know. You don't know. And that is not fair to our adder that she was allowed to walk into that situation completely unarmed.
And to the guy, I understand. Divorce is expensive, and right now there's so many uncertain things going on or whatever, but that's all stuff that has to be out open with this girl in front of anything else.
So her question was, is it something that I should try to deal with, or is it a red flag and I should run for the hills? To me, that's a question of, are you okay with the fact that he kind of misled you into coming over? That's what you are going to have to deal with. I mean, yes, there's the ex-wife factor. That would be something. But I would be able to deal with the ex-wife factor a lot better if he had been upfront about it, or at least given you that option.